Chosen one. Heaven has paused everything just for you. The clock of eternity has slowed so that this exact word could reach your ears. Right now, you are standing in a moment of divine testing. It does not come with warning sirens or flashing lights. It comes softly, disguised in silence, waiting to see if you will recognize the hand of God interrupting your path. Testing always looks ordinary until you realize heaven is watching. It might appear as a choice between patience or frustration, humility or pride, obedience or rebellion. It is in the way you respond when a door slams shut, when a person disappoints you, when the answer is delayed. These are not accidents. These are questions on the exam paper of your destiny. Let me draw you into a story. There was once a young man who prayed night after night, asking why life seemed so heavy. He thought God had forgotten him. Every prayer felt unanswered. Every door seemed closed. But what he didn't realize was that heaven was silent because his heart was being tested. The test was not about how loudly he prayed, but whether he would trust when no answer came. Later, when breakthrough finally appeared, he looked back and understood. The silence was the classroom, and his faith was the subject. Chosen one. This is where you stand now. Your reaction in these hidden places will determine the measure of your blessing. Do not despise these pauses. They are not punishments. They are proofs. The Word of God declares in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 3, "The Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love him with all your heart and with all your soul." Pause and let that sink in. Your test is not about perfection. It is about love. Will you love him enough to keep trusting even when you cannot see? Will you remain faithful when no one is watching? Imagine your heart as a compass covered in fog. At first, you see nothing but gray, confusion pressing in from every side. Yet if you wait, if you lean into the stillness, slowly the needle begins to move and point north. That is what obedience looks like. The fog may not lift immediately, but your heart will still know the way if you keep your eyes on him. Chosen one, I am here to remind you, this is not coincidence. This message is not by chance. God orchestrated this interruption to check your response. Will you keep scrolling? Or will you pause and say, "Yes, Lord, I hear you"? That choice is part of your test. If you feel this word pressing into your spirit, do not stay silent. Let your agreement echo in action. Tap like as a sign of faith. Share this message so another weary soul can recognize their test before it is too late. And leave a comment below. Choose a number, even a simple one, as your mark that you will not miss this divine moment. Subscribe if you have not already, because the testing season will not end in silence. The next word from heaven may be the very key you need. This is more than a video. This is a question from God himself. Your answer is being written in eternity, and heaven is watching closely, waiting for your faithful response in this sacred moment. Chosen one. The tests of heaven are rarely loud. They do not always arrive in the form of storms or battles. Many times, they slip quietly into your day like shadows at dawn. So subtle that you might miss them if you are not paying attention. These are the silent tests, the unspoken moments where God weighs your intentions, your patience, and your faith. Consider the way you respond when no one is watching. Do you keep integrity when you could take an easier path unseen? Do you show kindness when it would be simpler to ignore? Do you practice gratitude when no blessing seems visible? These small moments, overlooked by the world, are magnified in heaven. Each one writes testimony of who you truly are. Think of a potter at his wheel. The clay does not realize that every gentle press, every hidden adjustment of the hand, is shaping its destiny. It may feel ordinary, even uncomfortable, but the potter knows that the details will define the vessel. In the same way, your daily choices, the ones that feel routine, unnoticed, are shaping the vessel God is making you to be. There was once a young woman who longed for promotion at work. She believed her season had come. Yet another colleague was chosen instead. Disappointment weighed on her, and bitterness began to whisper in her heart. But then she remembered that unseen tests often arrive in disguise. Instead of complaining, she chose diligence. She continued working with excellence, even honoring the one who had been elevated. Months later, when a higher position opened, she was chosen not just for her skills, but because her unseen faithfulness had proven her character. What looked like rejection was a silent test, and she passed. You must understand, heaven is less concerned with the stage than with the rehearsal. Public victory flows from private obedience. Silent tests prepare you for visible glory. If you cannot be faithful in secret, how will you stand in the open? The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Do you hear the weight in those words? The troubles that feel small or invisible, the ones that no one else notices, these are building something eternal. What appears light to others may feel heavy to you, but heaven sees the outcome, a glory so profound that it eclipses the pain of the moment. Silent tests are not punishments. They are opportunities. They are like keys placed in your hand, though the door has not yet appeared. Each time you choose humility, each time you choose honesty, each time you choose patience, you are storing up authority for the day when God opens that unseen door. Picture a garden in winter. The soil looks barren, lifeless, yet beneath the surface, roots are spreading deep, unseen. The gardener knows that without these hidden seasons, no harvest could endure the heat of summer. Likewise, your unseen obedience is strengthening roots for a future you cannot yet see. Chosen one, never underestimate the weight of a silent test. It is often harder to remain faithful when no one applauds, to keep pressing forward when no reward is visible. Yet this is where your strength is forged. You are not failing simply because life feels quiet. Sometimes the silence itself is the test. One day, when the curtain lifts, you will realize that every unnoticed decision was recorded. Heaven does not overlook a single moment, and when the blessing arrives, it will not come as luck. It will come as the result of tests you passed in secret. Chosen one. There are nights you have cried where no one saw. Nights when the silence of your room was broken only by the sound of your own weeping. You wondered if your pain mattered, if your tears fell into nothingness. But heaven assures you, not one tear has been wasted, not one sigh forgotten. The scriptures reveal again and again that your sorrow is not invisible. God collects what others discard. He records what others overlook. Your tears are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of your endurance. In fact, Those hidden cries are often the loudest testimonies in heaven. Think of rain falling into dry earth. To the eye, it disappears instantly, but beneath the surface, the soil is drinking deeply, storing what will later produce life. So it is with your tears. They vanish quickly on your cheeks, yet they water seeds that are buried in the soil of your destiny. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who faced betrayal by his closest friends. He worked tirelessly, gave generously, yet those he loved turned away when he needed them most. Alone at night, he poured out his tears to God. He thought those tears were wasted, nothing more than evidence of his brokenness. Years later, when restoration came, he realized that every tear had been a prayer written in liquid form, each one collected and remembered by the one who never forgets. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Chosen one. Consider the weight of that promise. Your sorrow is not scattered into the wind. It is measured, treasured, stored in heaven's archives. What others pass by, God guards as precious. So if you feel exhausted, if you think no one cares, remember this: heaven has documentation of every moment you thought was unseen. The pages of your story are wet with your tears, but those same pages will one day testify of victory. Picture a jeweler holding rough stones. At first, they look dull, worthless, but under pressure, under cutting and shaping, their brilliance emerges. Your tears are part of that refining process. They do not lessen your worth, they reveal it. Chosen one. I invite you to do something prophetic. Write these words in the comments: "My tears matter." Let that declaration be your testimony today. When you write it, you are not just leaving a comment, you are planting a seed of remembrance. You are saying to heaven and to yourself, "I believe my pain has purpose, and I trust that God has seen it all." Your tears are evidence that your heart is still alive, still tender, still human. They mean you have not grown cold. And one day, the same God who counts each drop will turn your mourning into dancing, your sorrow into joy, your ashes into beauty. Hold on. Keep believing. Your tears are not the end of the story. They are the ink with which heaven is writing your victory. And if you have ever felt overlooked, let this truth settle in. God sees what no one else has acknowledged. The very moments that embarrassed you, the breakdowns you tried to hide, are treasures in His sight. They are being transformed into testimony that will strengthen others. So when you write, "My tears matter," know that it is more than a phrase. It is an agreement with heaven that your pain is not wasted. It is a statement of defiance against despair and a prophetic announcement that your story is not over yet. Chosen one. Every test has an enemy's counterfeit, where God plants truth. The enemy plants imitation, where God asks for patience. The enemy offers shortcuts, where heaven whispers. Darkness shouts with noise and urgency. The test is not only about enduring trials, it is also about discerning which voice is speaking to you. Counterfeit paths often appear easier. They glitter with promise, but like a mirror warped by heat, they distort reality. What you think will satisfy only leaves you empty. What you expect to bring peace instead multiplies confusion. That is the enemy's strategy: to make compromise look quicker than obedience, to make rebellion look wiser than trust. Imagine walking through a forest with two trails. One is narrow, winding, and filled with rocks. The other is broad, smooth, and lit with bright lights. Human instinct chooses the wide road, but hidden in its shadows is a trap. The narrow path, though difficult, leads to safety and life. This is how the enemy's counterfeit works. He paints shortcuts with false light, while the path of God requires endurance and faith. A story comes to mind of a woman who longed for love. She prayed earnestly for the right companion. But as years stretched on, loneliness whispered louder. Then came someone who looked perfect on the surface: charming words, warm presence, promises of devotion. Everything seemed aligned. But something in her spirit resisted. She almost ignored the hesitation, almost convinced herself that God had finally answered. Only later, when truth surfaced, did she realize it had been a counterfeit. The delay in God's promise had been the test, and discernment was the answer. This is why silent tests and counterfeit offers often arrive together. The silence of waiting creates a hunger, and into that hunger, false answers are presented. Will you take the easy gift, or will you wait for the real blessing? According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12, there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. These words are not simply warnings for the wicked, they are guidance for the chosen. Not every open door is from God. Not every opportunity is a blessing. Some doors are traps disguised as promotion. Some relationships are snares, clothed in affection. The enemy does not tempt you with what you despise. He tempts you with what looks almost like the real thing. Think of counterfeit coins. To the untrained eye, they gleam like gold, but in fire, their worth is exposed. In the same way, when temptation comes, the fire of testing reveals whether your decision is authentic or counterfeit. Chosen one, the enemy cannot steal your destiny outright. He can only deceive you into laying it down. His weapon is imitation, not creation. That is why discernment is your shield and patience your armor. So when delays press on you, when silence stretches long, be alert. The counterfeit often comes right before the real promise arrives. Your heart must learn to test the voices, to weigh the motives, to hold everything against the light of God's truth. Do not be deceived by glitter that fades. Do not exchange your crown for an empty promise. Stand firm, for if you can see through the counterfeit, you will inherit the authentic blessing that cannot be stolen. Chosen one. Every moment in your life builds toward a choice. It is not a small matter, not a casual fork in the road. It is crown or collapse, glory or drifting into emptiness. The kingdom of heaven moves in response to decisions that seem small in the moment, but echo forever in eternity. Think of Joshua, standing before the people. They had wandered, complained, resisted, but at last, he called them to choose. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That was not just a declaration. It was a line drawn in the sand, a crown lifted above compromise. Your test carries the same weight. The crown is not a jewel of gold. It is the invisible mark of obedience, pressed upon your spirit when you align with heaven's will. But the other path exists. Collapse is not always sudden. Sometimes it comes quietly. When you compromise one step at a time, a little silence when you should speak, a little distraction when you should focus, a little pride when you should bend. Collapse is like a building whose foundation cracks unnoticed until the whole structure falls. The enemy is patient. He doesn't mind if it takes years. As long as you eventually surrender your crown, there was a man who dreamed of leadership, of guiding others with wisdom. His heart burned for influence. But when trials came, he allowed bitterness to rule instead of humility. He compromised, cutting corners, justifying small disobediences. To the world, it looked like success. He climbed, gained, accumulated, but inside, his crown was slipping. By the time collapse arrived, he did not even realize he had lost what mattered most. His story is a warning, but also a mirror. What kind of structure are you building with your choices? The Apostle Paul wrote in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day." That crown is not for Paul alone. It is for you, too. Every time you choose obedience over compromise, humility over pride, patience over shortcuts, you polish the jewel of your eternal crown. Chosen one. I want you to see this moment as an altar. When you linger here, you are not simply listening. You are stepping forward to lay your heart down as a living offering. Each action you take becomes part of that offering. When you press like, it is as though you are placing a stone upon the altar, declaring, "I add my weight to this truth." When you share, it is as if you carry a torch into someone else's night, spreading the flame of revelation. When you subscribe, it is like planting your banner in the ground, saying, "This is the camp where I choose to dwell. This is the stream from which I will keep drinking." These are not empty clicks. They are prophetic gestures. They are your way of saying, "I choose crown, not collapse. I choose alignment, not distraction." Your decision today matters. Heaven is watching, not for perfection, but for direction. Each yes builds your future. Each surrender shapes your destiny. Let your heart decide which story you will tell of collapse or of crown. And when your name is spoken in eternity, may it be known that you were one who chose well. Chosen one. Waiting is one of the heaviest tests you will ever face. It is not the kind of test that shouts at you. It whispers. It stretches. It pushes against your patience until your heart aches and your mind questions. The weight of waiting can feel unbearable, yet it is the very fire that purifies your faith. Think of Abraham. He was promised descendants as numerous as the stars. Yet the years passed, like sand slipping through an hourglass. Each year of waiting added weight to his shoulders. Yet he remained. He failed at moments. Yes. But he learned that waiting was not wasted time. Waiting was the furnace where trust was forged. Your waiting carries the same mystery. The silence does not mean absence. The delay does not mean denial. It means God is refining something in you that cannot be rushed. Like a seed buried in soil, unseen yet alive. Your promise is pressing through darkness toward the light of its appointed time. There was a woman who longed for healing. Doctors could not help her. Years of searching left her weary, but her waiting drew her closer to God, teaching her dependence rather than despair. One day, in what seemed an ordinary encounter. Her breakthrough arrived. Her waiting had not been wasted. It had trained her to recognize the touch of heaven when it came. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 25, "But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently." Chosen one. This scripture does not romanticize waiting, it sanctifies it. To wait patiently is not to sit idle, it is to remain faithful, to keep walking, to keep praying, to keep believing, even when the evidence is absent. Imagine an artist painting layer upon layer. At first, the canvas looks messy, chaotic, incomplete. But the artist sees what no one else sees. Every stroke, every pause, every color added slowly builds toward beauty. If you judged the painting too early, you would call it ruined. But if you wait, the masterpiece reveals itself. So it is with your life in the hands of God. The weight of waiting is not meant to crush you. It is meant to strengthen you. Muscles only grow under resistance. Faith only deepens under delay. Each day you continue believing. Each hour you resist despair. You are growing stronger than you realize. But I know this. Waiting feels lonely. It feels as though everyone else is running ahead while you are left behind. This is why heaven gives you reminders like this, so you know you are not forgotten. God has not misplaced your promise. He is perfecting it. Chosen one. If this speaks to your spirit, I want you to leave a prophetic act in the comments. Write this number, 4,440. Why this number? Because it symbolizes the foundation of stability and completion. 4 walls form a house. 4 corners anchor the earth. By writing 4,444, you declare that your waiting is not wasted, but building a foundation so strong that no storm will destroy what is coming. When you type it, you are testifying, I will endure the waiting. I will not abandon the process. I trust the timing of heaven. One day, the weight you carried in waiting will transform into the wings that lift you higher. Your waiting is not empty. It is the very proof that you are chosen to receive what no one else could carry. Chosen one. When doors close, the sound can echo like thunder in your soul. You may have prayed, prepared, even sacrificed, only to find the opportunity vanish before your eyes. It feels like rejection, as though heaven has turned its face away. Yet what if the slammed door is not punishment, but protection? Closed doors are often heaven's hidden shields. They guard you from what looks appealing, but would have wounded you. They redirect your steps away from counterfeit blessings and into the true path marked for you. But in the moment, all you see is loss. All you feel is disappointment. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold as a slave, wrongfully imprisoned. Each closed door in his life looked like abandonment. Yet in truth, those very doors were divine detours, guiding him toward the palace. Had even one door opened early, Joseph might never have reached the place where his destiny awaited. The prophet Haggai spoke with piercing clarity. In the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 7, it is written, "This is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways." Closed doors force you into reflection. They stop your hurried steps, compelling you to examine your direction. Were you chasing after something that would have collapsed beneath you? Were you trusting your own understanding more than God's wisdom? Reflection in the hallway of closed doors can save you from walking headlong into destruction. Picture a ship at sea. A storm rises, and the captain must make a quick decision. One harbor appears close, inviting, yet hidden rocks threaten beneath the surface. Another path looks longer, less certain, but it leads to safety. A wise captain trusts the charts and waits for the right entry. In the same way, a closed harbor door in your life may feel cruel, but it may also be the hand of God preventing shipwreck. There was once a young woman who dreamed of working in a particular company. She studied, applied, and prayed with passion. But rejection letters came again and again. She felt humiliated, certain she had failed. Years later, the truth surfaced. That company collapsed, leaving many without hope or provision. By then, she was thriving in a place God had opened for her, one she had never imagined. What she once called rejection was actually protection. Chosen one. Closed doors do not mean you are forgotten. They mean you are guided. They mean heaven is fighting for you in ways you cannot see. Sometimes the greatest mercy is an unanswered prayer, a denied opportunity, or a path that disappears. Think of a child reaching for fire. They do not understand danger. They only see light and beauty. The parent pulls them back, and the child cries in protest. Only later, with maturity, do they realize they were saved from harm. So it is with your life. Heaven sees the fires that would have burned you, the traps that would have ensnared you. Closed doors are the hand of the Father pulling you back. So do not despair when rejection greets you. Lift your eyes higher. Ask not only, why was this door closed, but also, what door is being prepared? Behind every locked gate lies another opening, one perfectly aligned with your calling. Trust the timing, trust the guidance, and trust the God who knows the end from the beginning. One day you will look back and thank Him for every door that never opened, because each one was a hidden act of mercy, leading you to where you truly belonged. Chosen one. Fire has always been the mark of the chosen, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. To be set apart means to be refined. To be refined means to endure heat others cannot bear. The truth is simple. You were chosen for fire. Silver is not born shining. Gold is not born gleaming. They are pulled from the earth, covered in dirt and stone, unrecognizable in their raw form. Only when they are placed in the furnace do they reveal their brilliance. The same is true for you. The flames that surround you are not signs of abandonment. They are the process of unveiling. Consider Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They refused to bow to the image of gold, and for that refusal they were thrown into the blazing furnace. Yet the fire that was meant to destroy them became the very stage where God revealed His presence. In the flames, the king saw not 3, but 4 men walking unharmed. The fire did not consume them, it proclaimed them. We find in the book of Isaiah, chapter 4-8, verse 10, See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. Notice the words, tested in the furnace of affliction. This is not accidental language. Affliction is the furnace where chosen ones are shaped. Fire tests. But it also transforms. It strips away the unnecessary, leaving only what can endure. There was once a young man who felt his whole life was a storm of trials. Financial loss struck his family. Friendships dissolved. And even his health wavered. He cried out, asking why he had to suffer so much. Years later, he realized those fiery seasons had taught him resilience, compassion, and wisdom. Without them, he would have been shallow, fragile, unprepared. The fire had not destroyed him, it had made him unbreakable. Imagine a sculptor chiseling stone. Each strike seems harsh, each blow unnecessary. Yet with every strike, the form hidden inside begins to emerge. The stone does not understand, but the sculptor sees what no one else can see. Your fire is like that chisel, painful, yes, confusing, yes, but it is revealing what has always been inside you. Chosen one. You are not in the fire because you are weak. You are in the fire because you are strong enough to endure it. Ordinary clay cracks under heat, but vessels chosen for honor withstand the furnace. The flames are not proof that God has left you. They are proof that He is investing in you. Fire also separates. When you are in the furnace, some people will walk away. They cannot handle the intensity of your refining. Let them go. Fire burns away what is not meant to stay, leaving you surrounded only by what is genuine. Do not despise the season of flames. Do not think it strange when trials multiply. You were not chosen for comfort, you were chosen for fire. And when you emerge, you will not smell of smoke, but of purity, strength, and unshakable faith. So stand firm in the furnace. Lift your head in the heat, for the fire that surrounds you today will become the testimony that crowns you tomorrow. So take courage. Chosen one. Flames do not last forever, but what they produce in you will outlive every trial. Endure the heat, for it is shaping you into a vessel of glory. One day, others will see the fire you survived and recognize the hand of God upon you. Chosen one, you live every day under eyes that never close. Nothing in your life escapes the gaze of heaven. God's watch is not like human attention, distracted and fleeting. His eyes see beyond actions into motives, beyond words into intentions, beyond appearances into the depths of your heart. This truth can feel heavy, but it is also liberating. You do not need to perform for people. You do not need to hide your struggles, because the one who matters already knows. He is not watching to condemn you. He is watching to shape and guide you. Think of David, overlooked by his family, forgotten in the fields, while his brothers stood tall before Samuel. Yet God reminded the prophet that appearances deceive. The Lord does not see as man sees. He looks at the heart. In secret, when no one applauded, David was already being measured and prepared. Heaven had its eyes fixed on him. The prophet Jeremiah recorded these piercing words. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 10, I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Chosen one. This means that even your hidden acts of kindness are noted, the prayers whispered through tears, the sacrifices you never told anyone about, the battles you fought in silence. Heaven has seen them all, and one day they will be rewarded openly. There was once a man who struggled in secret with discouragement. To others, he looked confident. even unshakable. But in the quiet of his room, he wrestled with doubt. Still, he chose to rise each day and serve faithfully. Years later, when favor was poured out on his life, people thought it came suddenly. What they did not know was that heaven had been watching every hidden choice, every unseen act of faithfulness. Nothing was sudden, it was simply revealed in time. Picture a lighthouse at night. Ships on the sea may not notice it from far away, but its light never falters, never blinks. It shines faithfully, whether anyone sees it or not. That is how the eyes of God are steady, unbroken, guiding you, even when you forget He is there. Chosen one. Let this truth bring peace. You are not overlooked. You are not invisible. The gaze of heaven is steady upon you. Your worth is not measured by who notices you here, but by the one who has been watching since the beginning. And I want you to mark this moment with a declaration. Go to the comments and write, "God sees me." Oh, do not underestimate the power of this act. By writing those words, you are aligning your heart with truth and breaking the lie that says you are forgotten. You are testifying not only to others, but to yourself, that heaven's gaze is fixed on you, guiding and keeping you. Remember this always, under heaven's watch. Nothing is wasted, nothing unseen, nothing forgotten. You are fully known, fully seen, and fully loved. Even when you feel abandoned by people, even when human recognition is absent, the eyes of the Lord never waver. This means your value does not decrease when applause fades, and your calling is not cancelled when doors close. His vision of you remains steady, unchanging, eternal. So carry yourself with confidence. Walk with the assurance that every step is observed, every battle recorded, every tear remembered. The gaze of God is not casual, it is covenantal. He watches not to expose you, but to protect and promote you in His perfect timing. Chosen one. You are standing at the very edge of destiny. It is like standing on a cliff at dawn, watching the horizon blaze with light, while the valley behind you still lies in shadow. One step forward carries you into promise, but hesitation could leave you circling the wilderness. This is what it means to live at destiny's edge. Every decision matters. Every movement shifts your story. Think of Israel at the Jordan River. After 40 years of wandering, they could see the land flowing with milk and honey. Yet the river still stood before them, rushing, intimidating, impossible in their own strength. At that moment, the test was not about strength of arms, but about willingness to step into water before it parted. Your life holds similar moments. Destiny will not open until your foot touches the river. There was once a woman who carried a vision in her heart for years. She prayed, she prepared, but fear always whispered, "Not yet." Opportunities passed, and her dream stayed locked inside. One day, she realized that waiting had become hiding. She took one trembling step forward, risking rejection. That single act shifted everything. The river parted because she dared to move. Scripture says in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Chosen one. Your edge of destiny is not a place to shrink back. It is a place to gather courage, to anchor your faith, and to step forward knowing heaven walks with you. Picture a seed trapped in its shell. If it stays safe, it remains small forever. But if it breaks open, vulnerable and exposed, it becomes a tree. Destiny demands that you break the shell of fear and step into growth. Or imagine a ship tethered to the dock. It looks stable, secure. But ships are not built for harbors. They are built for oceans. The edge of the dock is destiny's edge. You can remain tied to what feels safe. Or you can cut the ropes and let the wind of God carry you into the deep. This is where your choice becomes a prophetic act. Every response you give now becomes like lifting a stone and building an altar at the river's edge. When you press like, it is not a click. It is your way of saying, I will step forward. When you share, you are like a torchbearer, lighting the path for others who stand trembling at their own edge. When you subscribe, it is as though you are joining a caravan of pilgrims, committing to walk with the chosen ones who refuse to turn back. These are not small actions, they are sacred metaphors. They transform your listening into movement, your agreement into testimony. They declare, I am not here by chance. I am here because destiny has called me forward. So, chosen one, do not retreat into the shadows. The horizon is glowing. The river is ready to part. And the God who commands courage is already walking with you. This is your edge of destiny. Step forward and watch heaven make a way. So, step forward, not with fear, but with faith. Let courage become the sound of your heartbeat and obedience the path beneath your feet. For at destiny's itch, your smallest movement becomes a shout in eternity, and heaven rushes to meet the one who dares to walk forward. Chosen one. There are seasons when the hardest part of the journey is not the battle itself, but the silence of isolation. To be misunderstood, to be left behind, to walk alone when others travel in groups. This is the test of isolation. Loneliness carves deep valleys in the human spirit. You may look around and see others surrounded by support, while your own path feels empty. You ask yourself if something is wrong with you, if God has withdrawn his hand. Yet isolation is not abandonment, it is examination. Heaven uses these seasons to reveal what cannot be seen in the noise of crowds. Think of Joseph again, favored by his father, envied by his brothers, cast into a pit, sold into slavery, and finally left in a prison cell. His isolation lasted years, but in the shadows of that prison, Joseph was being prepared for the palace. He learned endurance when no one celebrated him. He learned faith when no one encouraged him. When the time came, he emerged with wisdom and authority that only isolation could teach. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 5, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you." Isolation lies to you, whispering that you are forsaken. The truth is the opposite. In the silence, God's presence grows sharper. When people step back, the Spirit steps closer. When familiar voices fall quiet, his voice becomes clear. Imagine an eagle in training. While young, it is sheltered in the nest, surrounded by others. But there comes a day when it is pushed into the sky alone. The winds buffet. The earth looks distant, and fear threatens to overtake. Yet it is in that solitary flight that the eagle discovers its wings. Without the loneliness of that moment, it would never soar. There was once a young woman who felt invisible among her peers. She longed for companionship, for recognition, but instead found herself in seasons of isolation. For years, she questioned her worth. Only later did she realize that her isolation had protected her from destructive influences, had preserved her purity, and had given her clarity of vision. When her calling opened before her, she was not diluted by the noise of others. She was focused, sharpened, ready, chosen one. You may be walking through a similar valley. Nights feel long. Friendships feel distant. Support feels absent. Yet this valley is a classroom, and its lessons are holy. Isolation teaches you to lean not on approval, but on presence. Not on applause, but on assurance. Not on company, but on covenant. Picture a candle burning in a dark room. Surrounded by daylight, its flame would seem insignificant, but in the silence and emptiness of the night, that same flame dominates the room. So it is with your spirit. In isolation, your light becomes visible. Undeniable. Do not despise this season. Do not believe the lie that you are forgotten. The test of isolation is preparing you to carry weight that others cannot bear. It strips away distractions, refines your focus, and molds you into a vessel that carries fire. One day, you will look back and see that your solitude was sacred. It was not a curse, it was a consecration, and you will stand stronger, wiser, and braver because you endured it. One day, the silence that once felt unbearable will become the very proof of your strength, and the isolation that wounded you will shine as evidence that God Himself was shaping you. Chosen one. Blessings are not denied, they are often delayed. Heaven does not work according to human clocks. You may feel forgotten when the answer takes years, but in truth, every delay is precision. The blessing you wait for is not lost. It is being positioned. Think of Hannah, who longed for a child while her rival mocked her. Each year she prayed at the temple. Each year she returned home, empty-handed. Yet her tears were not wasted. Her waiting was not in vain. At the appointed time, Samuel was born not just as her son, but as a prophet who would shape a nation. Had the blessing arrived earlier, the story would not have carried the same weight. There was once a man who dreamed of owning his own business. He worked tirelessly, saved diligently, and prayed faithfully. Opportunities came and went. Doors opened and closed, but nothing seemed to last. For a time, he thought heaven had overlooked him. Yet years later, when the right door finally opened, everything fit together with such clarity that he understood the blessing had never been denied. It had only been waiting for maturity, his maturity, the market's maturity, and the maturity of his faith. We find in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Chosen one, do you hear the promise in these words? It will certainly come. The delay is not denial. The silence is not rejection. The wait is the soil in which your faith takes root, so that when the blessing finally blooms, it will endure storms that would have destroyed it before. Imagine a winter tree. To the eye, it looks barren, lifeless, finished. But underground, roots are stretching deeper, preparing to sustain the growth of spring. The season of delay is like that winter. It feels empty, but it is secretly full of preparation. Or picture a baker waiting for bread to rise. Pull it from the oven too soon, and it collapses. Leave it in for the appointed time, and it emerges golden, strong, and nourishing. So too are your blessings. They require the fullness of time, not the rush of impatience. Chosen one, I want you to mark your faith with a prophetic sign. Go to the comments and write 5,555. Why this number? Because 5 is the number of grace. And writing it fourfold declares an abundance of grace covering every delay. By writing 5,555, you are proclaiming, I will not lose hope in waiting. I will trust the God of appointed times. I receive His grace to endure. Enlo, let this act become more than digits on a screen. Let it be your declaration that you believe the blessing is not gone. It is simply maturing. The longer it waits, the greater its weight. The deeper the roots, the higher the branches will rise. Chosen one, your blessing is not denied. It is reserved, preserved, and prepared. And when it arrives, you will understand why the wait was necessary, for it will fit perfectly, powerfully, and permanently into your life. The longer the delay, the deeper the roots of your faith. What feels like wasted years are actually sacred foundations being laid beneath you. Heaven builds slowly because it builds eternally. So, when you feel tempted to despair, remember, waiting seasons are not empty. They are holy classrooms where trust matures, where character deepens, and where blessings gain their eternal weight. Chosen one, pressure is one of heaven's sharpest tools. It arrives uninvited, through financial strain, relational struggles, or spiritual battles that push you to your limits. The furnace of pressure is not meant to crush you, it is meant to transform you. Consider clay in the hands of a potter. While soft, it is shaped and molded, but only after being placed in the kiln does it gain strength. Without fire, the vessel remains fragile, easily broken. With fire, it becomes durable, ready for purpose. Your trials work the same way. Pressure exposes cracks, but it also seals what is ready to endure. There was once a man who faced wave after wave of loss. His career faltered, his friendships dissolved, and his health weakened. To others, it looked like ruin. Yet in those years, he discovered prayer that was deeper than words, worship that was rawer than music, and faith that was stronger than feelings. The pressure did not erase him, it revealed him. The Apostle James wrote in his letter, chapter 1, verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." Do you see it? Chosen one, pressure is not a curse. It is the doorway to blessing. Perseverance under trial births crowns. The harder the weight, the greater the glory on the other side. Imagine a diamond. It begins as carbon, common and unimpressive. Only under immense pressure and heat does it transform into something priceless. The same pressure that would shatter weaker material is what shapes the diamond's brilliance. You, too, are being shaped by the invisible weight pressing on you now. Or think of olives crushed to release oil. Without the press, the oil remains locked within. Only through crushing does the hidden treasure flow. Likewise, the anointing upon your life is drawn out not in comfort, but under pressure. What feels like breaking is actually releasing what was always inside you. Chosen one. Pressure reveals priorities. When life squeezes you, what flows out? Fear or faith? Bitterness or trust? Complaint or worship? The furnace is not simply about survival, it is about purification. Heaven allows pressure to squeeze away what is temporary so that what is eternal can remain. There was a woman who once said that her hardest season became her holiest season. Under financial strain, she learned generosity. Under betrayal, she learned forgiveness. Under silence, she learned to listen. Without pressure, those lessons would have remained theories. With pressure, they became her reality. Picture a bridge carrying heavy traffic. Engineers do not fear weight, they design for it. In fact, weight proves the bridge's strength. You, too, were designed for pressure. The trials you face are not random, they are measurements of the strength heaven placed within you. So do not despise the furnace. Do not run from the weight. The pressure you feel today is not an ending, it is a forging. It is heaven's way of saying, you are stronger than you realize, and your crown is closer than it appears. One day, you will look back and see that the furnace did not burn you, it built you. The pressure did not crush you, it crowned you. The fire that once terrified you will become your testimony. The weight that once bowed your shoulders will become your strength, and the crown promised in trials will rest upon you. Unshakable, radiant, undeniable proof that you endured well. Chosen one. The silence of heaven can be one of the hardest tests to endure. When prayers rise, but answers seem absent. When you cry out, and only echoes return. The weight of God's silence can feel unbearable. Yet silence is not the same as absence. Silence itself is a form of speech. Moses experienced this when he stood on the mountain for 40 days. The people grew restless in the valley below, demanding immediate answers. They mistook God's silence as neglect. But in truth, God was shaping covenant in the quiet. What felt like delay was actually preparation. You too may feel the ache of unanswered prayers, nights where you whispered for direction, mornings where you longed for clarity, only to hear nothing. But silence does not mean God has forgotten you. Silence is often heaven's classroom, where faith is refined beyond feelings. The Apostle Paul reminds us in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Even silence is included in all things. It may not make sense now, but silence weaves itself into the tapestry of your destiny. God is not wasting the quiet, he is weaving it into good. There was a man who prayed for healing over and over. For years, no change came. He began to think heaven had closed its ears. Yet through those years of waiting, he became a comfort to others, offering words born from his own struggle. Later, when healing finally came, his testimony carried more power because of the silence that had shaped it. Think of a teacher during an exam. She does not speak, not because she has abandoned her students, but because she has already given the instruction. The silence of the test is where students reveal what they have learned. In the same way, God's silence is not neglect. It is the space where your faith is proven. Or imagine seeds underground. They lie in stillness, surrounded by darkness. No sound, no movement. Yet, in that hidden silence, roots stretch, life stirs, and growth begins. If the soil could speak, it would tell you that silence is not death, it is development. Chosen one. Silence also protects. If God answered every prayer immediately, you might step into blessings you were not ready to carry. The silence slows you, strengthens you, prepares you. It ensures that when the door finally opens, you will walk through it with maturity rather than collapse beneath its weight. There was once a young woman who prayed desperately for recognition in her field. Years went by with no breakthrough. Yet, during those silent years, her skill deepened, her patience grew, and her character was refined. When the opportunity finally came, she was not only ready, she was unstoppable. The silence had prepared her for sustainability, not just success. So do not fear when heaven grows quiet. Do not assume that silence equals rejection. The quiet of God is full of hidden work. One day, you will look back and see that silence was never empty. It was filled with preparation, protection, and purpose. The silence you endure today is shaping the voice you will carry tomorrow. It may feel like stillness now, but silence is a seed. In time, it will break open into sound answers, breakthroughs, and songs of victory that prove God was speaking all along. Trust the quiet. Chosen one. Every long journey eventually leads to its final test. This is the moment when the weight feels heavier than ever, when temptation whispers louder, when giving up seems easier than pressing forward. These are the final exam moments of your destiny. The closer you come to breakthrough, the more intense the pressure becomes. It is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Darkness does not fight what is not dangerous. The enemy attacks hardest when he knows your victory is near. These final exam moments are proof that your crown is within reach. Think of Jesus in Gethsemane. The cross stood only hours away. In that garden, under the weight of sorrow and the silence of his disciples, he sweat drops of blood. That was his final exam moment. Yet, in surrender, he overcame, and history itself was rewritten. We find in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Chosen one. Weariness is the test. Do you continue sowing when harvest seems delayed? Do you keep walking when your feet ache? Do you keep believing when evidence is absent? If you endure these final exam moments, the harvest is guaranteed. There was once a man who trained for years to run a marathon. The first miles were easy, his pace steady, his confidence high. But as he neared the end, his body began to scream in pain. Every muscle begged him to stop. Yet the crowd's cheers at the finish line pulled him forward. The hardest stretch was the closest to victory. So it is with you the struggle intensifies, because the finish line is near. Imagine a sculptor chiseling the last strokes on a masterpiece. The final details require patience, precision, and focus. The process feels endless, but the unveiling is moments away. Your life is at that stage. The final touches are being carved, and soon the covering will fall, revealing glory no one expected. Chosen one. Even your response here can become part of your testimony. When you press like, It is as though you are raising your hand in the classroom of heaven, saying, "I will endure until the end." When you share, it is as though you carry water to a fellow runner gasping on the track, refreshing them to finish their race too. When you comment, your words become carved into stone, a declaration to the world that you refuse to quit. And when you subscribe, it is as though you join a circle of fellow students who have also chosen to remain in class until the last bell rings. These are not empty gestures. They are prophetic movements, woven into the rhythm of your faith. They transform listening into action, reflection into declaration. They become your way of saying, "I will not give up. I will pass my final exam." So take courage. Chosen one, the test is nearly finished. The crown is almost visible. The harvest is ready to break through the soil. Do not quit in the final stretch. For everything you have endured is about to unfold into glory. And when the crown rests upon your head, you will understand why the exam was so fierce. The struggle will fade, but the glory will remain. Eternal proof that endurance was never wasted. Chosen one. After the storm, after the fire, after the long nights of waiting and the sharp edges of testing, comes the moment when the crown draws near. The crown in sight is not only a promise of reward, it is a revelation of who you have become. The crown is not merely a golden circle. It is the symbol of victory over battles you once thought would break you. It is the testimony that your endurance was not wasted, that your tears were collected, that your scars have become emblems of triumph. Think of a runner crossing the finish line. Sweat soaks the body. Muscles burn. Lungs ache. But when the ribbon breaks beneath their chest, every pain transforms into joy. The prize does not erase the struggle, it redeems it. In the same way, the crown before you redeems every season of suffering you have endured. We find in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 2, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross and sat at God's right hand. Chosen one, your crown is patterned after his. Jesus endured not because the cross was easy, but because joy was ahead. The crown in sight gave him strength in the darkest hour. You too are invited to endure with eyes lifted, knowing joy is waiting at the end. There was once a man who endured years of obscurity. He labored faithfully in hidden places, serving without applause. Friends moved ahead. Opportunities passed him by. Yet he continued. One day, without warning, doors opened wide, and he was elevated into a position of influence he had never imagined. Looking back, he realized the long silence had been preparation. His crown had always been in sight. It simply required time for his eyes to adjust. Imagine a mountain climber nearing the summit. The air grows thin, the rocks more dangerous, the climb more exhausting. But then, through the mist, the peak appears. The sight of it fills the climber with renewed strength. Pain remains, but hope multiplies. So it is with your crown. The nearness of promise does not erase hardship, but it makes endurance possible. Or picture a potter finally lifting a vessel from the kiln. What was once fragile clay has now become strong, able to hold what it was created for. The crown in sight is like that finished vessel. It reveals purpose fulfilled, readiness achieved. Chosen one, The sight of the crown is also a call to humility. Crowns are not given for self-glory but for testimony. Your story will not be about how strong you were, but about how faithful God was. Your crown will point others upward, reminding them that what He did for you, He will also do for them. The closer the crown, the greater the responsibility to carry it well. You must remember the lessons of the furnace, the silence, the isolation, and the waiting. These were not wasted chapters. They were training for the weight of glory now being placed upon you. So, lift your eyes. The horizon is glowing. The prize is nearer than you think. The same God who brought you through fire, through pressure, and through silence will now place the crown upon you. And when it rests on your head, you will shine not with borrowed light, but with the reflection of His glory within you. Chosen one, every test, every tear, every silent night has been leading you here. You stand not as the same person who began this journey. You are marked now, marked by endurance, by scars that tell of survival, by faith that refused to die in the furnace. You are unstoppable, not because the road was smooth, but because you walked it faithfully. The mark upon you is invisible to many, but unmistakable in the spiritual realm. It is the mark of one who has been refined, of one who has been set apart. Heaven recognizes it, and hell trembles before it. You carry the scent of victory, the unmistakable evidence that God has been with you through it all. Think of Paul, beaten, imprisoned, shipwrecked, yet still proclaiming truth with unshaken conviction. He bore on his body the marks of suffering, but in his spirit, he carried the seal of divine authority. The trials did not erase his calling, they authenticated it. You, too, now carry marks that are not shameful but sacred. We find in the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 8 and 9. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. This is your anthem. Chosen one, you were pressed, but you endured. You were struck down, but you rose again. Each fall became a stepping stone. Each scar became a story. Each delay became a preparation. There was once a young man who survived years of hardship, poverty, betrayal, rejection to outsiders. His life looked broken, yet inside, he carried a relentless hope. Over time, the very things that seemed to disqualify him became the foundation for his influence. He learned compassion because of pain, wisdom because of loss, resilience because of pressure. His story was no longer about survival, it was about victory. Picture a warrior stepping out of battle. His armor is dented, his face streaked with dust, but his eyes blaze with unshakable fire. He is not untouched, but he is undefeated. That is you. The dents on your armor testify that you fought. The dust on your face proves you endured. And the fire in your eyes declares that you will not be stopped. Or imagine a tree standing after a storm. Branches may be broken, leaves scattered, but its roots remain unmovable. Over time, it grows taller, stronger, its scars becoming part of its beauty. That is your life. The storms you survived did not uproot you, they strengthened your foundation. Chosen one, you are not only marked, you are unstoppable. The tests have shaped you. The silence has matured you. The fire has refined you. Now you walk with authority, with resilience, with a crown that cannot be taken. But remember this, unstoppable does not mean invincible in your own strength. It means you are unshakable because your strength is anchored in Him. The mark you carry is not self-made, it is heaven-made, and it will remain on you as long as you walk in obedience and trust. So step forward now with confidence. The season of testing has proven you, the fire has purified you, the silence has strengthened you. You are no longer the one who began weary, uncertain, fragile. You are the one who emerges proven, refined, unstoppable. Your journey has reached its turning point. From here, you will carry testimony, authority, and blessing into every place your feet touch. And wherever you go, people will see the mark upon you and know this is one of God's chosen ones. Chosen one. You have walked through every page of this message, from the pauses of heaven to the furnace of fire, from the silence that shaped you to the crown now resting on your head. You have seen the journey unfold. This is not the end. This is the unveiling of who you are, marked, refined, unstoppable. But remember, crowns are not kept in secret. They shine so others may find courage in their glow. The testimony you carry now is not only for you, it is for those still wandering, still waiting, still doubting. You are a living torch, a reminder that endurance is never wasted, and that blessing is certain when the heart remains faithful. Every choice to press forward, every hidden act of obedience, every whispered prayer has led you here. The journey has proven you, but the future will display you. You are God's chosen one, not by accident, but by design. And now, I invite you to let your response become part of this story. When you press like, it is as though you lift your crown high, declaring that you received what heaven poured into you. When you share, it is as though you place that same crown in someone else's hands, reminding them that they too are chosen. When you comment, your words become carved testimony, a stone of remembrance, saying, "I endure it. I believe. I belong." And when you subscribe, it is as if you step into the circle of chosen ones, committing to walk together as the story continues. Chosen one. This is not obligation, it is invitation. It is your altar, your declaration, your way of saying, "The journey has changed me, and I will not go back." The world will see the mark upon me, and heaven will know my yes remains.